The fourth finger on the violin often feels like the weakest finger, even though on our hand, actually the ring finger is the least independent. When it comes to playing on violin, the pinky is the one that needs the most time to build stamina. So in this video, I'm going to show you a little pinky workout to help you stabilize and strengthen your fourth finger. Hi, I'm Ariadna, and this is Mindful Strings, where I help you transform your violin playing through the principles of the Alexander Technique and the Russian School of Violin. I teach violin full-time in my private studio here in Boston, Massachusetts, and this is your online resource for self-study at home. I've put together a few different free resources for you guys, so you can click the links down below to check them out and be on the lookout for my full beginner violin course that I'm very excited to release, where you basically will get all of the material to walk yourself from A to Z with all the technique, how to read music, and a lot of different repertoire to work on. Let's get started. All we need to do for this exercise is first find the third finger A on the E string. You can use your open A or the tuner to find it in tune. Make sure that your left hand is set up properly with the wrist straight, thumb pointing up, and your fingers are kind of nice and rounded. Now remember, the fingers are going to be moving from the first row of knuckles over here. I want you to place your pinky right next to the A. So you want your pinky nice and round right next to the A, which is going to play a B flat. So you're going to play A, pull the pinky back and drop it on the string, play the B flat and pull it again. Now notice how I'm moving the pinky away from the string. It's not straightening out and lifting this way. It's going back from this knuckle and it's staying round. This movement is a lot harder than it looks. If you can't do it right away, just go really slow. You might have to go really, really slow to gain control over this muscle and move the finger. This is really helpful, not only to strengthen your pinky in general, but for those instances when you have a collapsing knuckle. It's a very common thing to have a collapsing knuckle in your pinky. And not only that, for some people who have really hypermobile joints, this actually happens in the ring finger as well, in which case you can do the same thing for your ring finger, just by putting a G sharp on the E string and then placing the A next to it, making sure the finger's rounded and pulling it back and kind of going back and forth. So, but let's go back to the pinky for now. So find that A, find the A, find the B flat. Be very deliberate about each time you take the finger off and put it down. Make sure you're not raising your shoulders. After a while, your pinky will start getting more stable and stronger, and you will be able to move away the finger to make a whole step between the third and the fourth. But before you do that, to make it just a little bit harder, you can move both notes over to the A string, which changes the angle of your hand a little bit. So now you're playing D and E flat. This will require you to bring your hand even closer to the neck, possibly bring your elbow a little bit forward so that you can comfortably reach that E flat on the A string. Then you can try and go to the D string. The phrase standing on your fingers comes to mind. This is what one of my teachers used to say. You want to stand on your fingers, and when you're going through this, you want to make sure that you're not actually squeezing with the thumb, because when the pinky is weak, your hand will try to kind of compensate, and again, make sure you don't drop the violin, so the grip can often get tenser than it needs to be. Now, going to the G string, of course, is the most challenging. I don't recommend that you go through all the strings at once. I just wanted to kind of give you the overview. Start on the easiest string, which is the E. So for the G string, this is the most extreme rotation and elbow coming forward. How weak is your pinky? Let me know down in the comments below. Happy mindful practicing, and I'll see you next time.